This video presents the instructions of the experiment in decision making. Welcome to this session, which is structured as follows. First part for general principles of the experiment. Second part for explaining the main experiment. Third one for explaining the payment. And finally, a summary. The session lasts about 60 minutes, and is organized as follows. This instruction video lasts about 5 minutes, look at it carefully, it will be followed by comprehension questions. Then there will be some practice questions, to familiarize yourself with the software used to collect your answers, and illustrate the procedure for determining your payment. The main part of the experiment lasts about 30 minutes, and will be followed by some various questions about you. At the end of the experiment, we will take 5 minutes to determine the payment. You will receive at least 50 dirhams at the end of the experience. And you will have the opportunity to receive an additional payment. At the end of the session, a question will be randomly selected. For this question, the answer given during the experiment will be actually paid, so you can receive an additional monetary gain. Generally speaking, in this experiment, there is no right or wrong answer. We only want to observe your preferences. The experimentalist will be present during the session. Feel free to ask for help or clarification if needed. During the experiment, we will ask you to take decisions in 2 different interactive situations. We will now present you the first choice situation that you will face. There will be 2 persons. You and an anonymous other person. You get to choose between a sure option with the same amount paid to you and to the other, or a risky option. In this case, you leave the decision on the distribution of payoffs to the other person. You now see a typical example of the choices you will face. In the sure option, you make the final decision, and in this case you each get 100 dirhams. For the risky option, the other person will split up 300 dirhams between the 2 of you. The other person has 2 options, either to split the amount equally. In this case you get 150 dirhams, and the other person gets 150 dirhams. Or to split the amount unequally. In this case, you get 80 dirhams and the other person gets 220 dirhams. You will be asked to make the same decision for higher or lower payoffs of the sure option, ranging from 80 dirhams to 150 dirhams, but the risky option remains the same. When the set of choice questions has been completed, a cursor appears to scroll through all the choices you made. You have to check them all. At this point, you can modify your answers. When you have gone through all the questions, a button appears to confirm the set of your choices. Then, we will ask you to make a choice on how to split this amount of money. You can choose amongst the following options. Split the amount so that you get 150 dirhams and the other person get 150 dirhams. Or split the amount so that you get 220 dirhams and the other person get 80 dirhams. For the second part, a video will be presented later, in order to explain the choices you will face in the second situation. Now the payment. At the beginning of the experiment, you will be randomly and anonymously paired with another player. At the end of the experiment, you will draw a number randomly. The number refers to one of the questions in the experiment. For this question, the option chosen during the experiment will be played for real. Here is an example on payment. Suppose that the randomly selected number refers to this question, and your answer was option A. In this case, you will receive 90 dirhams. And if your choice was option B, in this case, we will check the answer of the other player with whom you were randomly paired at the beginning of the experience, and you will be paid according to his choice. In summary, the option you choose on one of the questions will actually be paid. You do not know which question will be selected. All questions have the same probability of being selected. You should therefore indicate your real preference for all questions. This instructional video is complete. You will be able to move on to questions of comprehension. Remember that you can ask the experimentalist questions at any time you want. Good luck!